Welcome to the Daily Sark Report, brought to you by, for now, just our incredible sense of humor. You're in for a treat today as we take a rather unique look at the latest happenings. Let's dive in.
Indeed. We've got quite a collection of insights into recent events in India. We'll be navigating everything from, high-level diplomacy that sounds suspiciously like a game of charades, maybe, to the annual surprise of the monsoon, and an economy that's apparently growing so fast it's outrunning some, rather loud opinions.
That's right. We've definitely seen some headlines that make you wonder if you're reading news or maybe a particularly witty stand-up routine. So grab your metaphorical popcorn because we're about to unpack some genuinely surprising facts with just enough humor to keep you thoroughly hooked.
Our mission, as always, is to give you the quickest route to being truly well-informed, spotting those patterns, connecting the dots, so you can understand not just what is happening, but why it matters to you.
So what do you say we get started? Here's where it gets really interesting. Okay, let's unpack this first segment. Prime Minister Modi's SKO tour. The headlines, they tell us he's forging a partnership with China. Now, for those of us keeping score, isn't there that minor detail? The 4,000 kilometers disputed border. How exactly does that kind of partnership work?
Well, what's fascinating here, if you look at the official line from the SPO summit, is that India and China reportedly agreed they are partners, not rivals. This came out of the meeting between PM Modi and President Xi Jinping. It's a very specific framing, isn't it? Especially given the whole geopolitical context.
Right, very specific. And then, almost like scene change, there's the legendary private chat with Putin in a car.
Yeah.
My sources suggest they were discussing which international sanctions feel the coziest. Hey, maybe not my sources, but,
Yeah, the shared car ride and that private conversation with Russian President Vladimir Putin, apparently it lasted for nearly an hour. And then following these pretty high-profile meetings, the U.S. Embassy actually hailed the enduring friendship with India, which does raise an important question. How do these seemingly contrasting relationships, China, Russia, U.S., how do they all fit under this umbrella of enduring friendship?
It's dizzying. Speaking of global partnerships and maybe slightly unusual contexts, we've also seen India flexing its defense muscles a bit. The Indian Air Force flying near Pakistan's airspace, presumably just checking if they've spotted the survey for that new bullet train way down south. Who knows?
And to add to that picture, the Indian Navy just wrapped up a joint naval exercise with the Royal Saudi Naval Force that was in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. So this really highlights a growing defense cooperation between those two nations. If we sort of connect this to the bigger picture, these drills, alongside the diplomatic meetings, they really show India's complex strategy, engaging with multiple global players, often, simultaneously. What stands out to you here?
For me, it's the sheer audacity, the balancing act. It's just, wow. Okay, now let's talk about the economy, which apparently isn't just growing, it's practically doing backflips. And this is despite some very loud opinions from, let's just say, across the pond.
Indeed. The numbers are quite robust. India's GDP grew by 7.8% in the April-June quarter. That actually marks its fastest growth in 5 quarters. And the government is being very clear about its ambition, wanting India to become a global manufacturing hub.
But wait, hold the phone. Donald Trump has apparently reignited a row, calling India-U.S. trade a one-sided disaster and claiming India offered to reduce tariffs to 0, but it was too late. Seems like maybe our biggest economic threat isn't a global recession, but an American president's tweets, or former president's tweets, rather.
Well, it's certainly a stark contrast, isn't it, between that kind of external commentary and the internal reality, the growth figures. Although, while the GDP figures are strong, it's also important to note, our sources point out India's current account slipped into a deficit. It was about $2.4 billion, or 0.2% of GDP, in that first quarter of FY 2025-26. And that's primarily because of a wider merchandise trade gap, so importing more goods than exporting. This does raise a key question. How do we reconcile that rapid growth with a widening deficit? And what does it mean for that whole global manufacturing hub ambition?
Right, that's the tricky part. So what does this all mean for the average person listening right now? Is India just kind of muscling through global headwinds with sheer determination?
According to RBI Governor Sanjay Malhotra, the view from within is quite optimistic. He says India is steadily moving towards becoming the 3rd largest economy in the world. And interestingly, he credits initiatives like the Jan Dhan Yojana for providing a strong foundation for this growth.
The financial inclusion scheme.
Exactly. So the suggestion is there's a resilient economy there with underlying strengths, despite any external critiques or even those deficit numbers.
Okay, interesting. Foundational strength. Moving on then to some home truths, domestic debates, and maybe monsoon miracles. Or miseries. First up, the Supreme Court has bravely decided that, yes, putting 20% ethanol in our petrol is fine. E20 fuel, even if, according to some, it makes our cars feel like they're suddenly on a gluten-free diet, mileage-wise.
Yeah, the Supreme Court dismissed that public interest litigation challenging the rollout. The center defended the move, strongly citing environmental benefits and energy security. But you're right, some users have indeed reported a drop in vehicle mileage. It brings up that classic question, doesn't it? Balancing national environmental goals with the practical consumer experience day to day.
Absolutely. And on healthcare front, who needs a global reputation when you can have affordable healthcare? Or at least try to.
Well, there's a significant recommendation from a parliamentary panel. They've recommended a price cap on cancer drugs to make them more affordable and accessible for patients. This is potentially a huge development in healthcare policy, aiming to directly impact the lives of, many, many people facing enormous costs.
That could be massive. Okay, and finally, the annual surprise, the monsoon. It has once again shocked Delhi, transforming roads into navigable rivers. Apparently, the flood alerts have been issued. It just reminds everyone that if you're not swimming to work, maybe you're just not trying hard enough.
It's definitely been heavy rainfall affecting many parts of India. Delhi, Gurugram, Punjab, leading to severe waterlogging, flooding. Key highways, especially in states like Himachal Pradesh and Jammu and Kashmir, have been cut off. The government is currently assessing the damage in 4 of the rain-hit states. If we connect this to the bigger picture, like we've been doing, it really highlights those persistent infrastructural challenges, right alongside the economic growth story. So this deep dive, it really showcases India as a nation navigating this incredibly complex web, doesn't it? You've got global diplomacy, robust economic growth, but with its own set of challenges, significant domestic policy shifts, and all of this while dealing with the sheer force of nature. What's fascinating here is just the sheer dynamism you see across all these sectors.
Absolutely. It's a country that's constantly moving, constantly surprising, and certainly never boring. We've seen ambition, wit, a bit of the unexpected, and a whole lot of news to chew on. So for you, our curious listener, maybe consider this. In a world where headlines often simplify things way too much, what deeper, perhaps even contradictory narratives are unfolding simultaneously in India? Is it a masterclass in global multi-alignment? Or is it more like a really high-stakes tightrope walk? Something for you to ponder until next time. That's all for today's Daily SARC Report. We hope you had as much fun listening as we did diving deep. Until next time, stay curious.